Hey, 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 everyone! It's Isaiah and Chris, and we are coming live for another one of our speakers today. Speakers from Women Lighting the Way, the Summit, the 2023 edition. And today, or right now, we are meeting with Vivian. Hi, Vivian.
Hi, hi,
So,
Saya.
in
Chris.
case any of you listening to the live or the replay of this do not have your free ticket to listen to the 14 amazing speakers that we have invited into the summit this year, run. Click on the link that is below or above the video or on the sides or everywhere, basically, and get your free ticket. You get to listen to the 14 stories of the 14 amazing speakers who did us the honor of sharing their stories with us this year. You get to enter giveaways, you get to have access to freebies and even to special offers to work with our speakers if you feel called to do so. So if you don't have a ticket, now is the time. We are live next weekend, so we start on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of June. But there's a week free of replays. These little interviews or talks or conversations with our speakers are very random, but there is one question that I start all of them with, and that is a question about where they come from. And that I just want to explain that because for me, it's really important that this summit every year brings together women from all over the world. And there we can see two things. First of all, there are amazing women all over the freaking place. Second, we have sisters all over, and wherever you live, there's someone that you can mirror with or relate to or follow or be followed by. And that for me is really important. So my first question, Vivian, would be, where are you from?
Sure, of course. I am from Venezuela. I was born in Venezuela, but I've been living in Spain for almost like 25 years already, which sounds like a lot, and it's a lot. It's like, yeah, half my life. So, yeah.
Next question immediately comes with you saying that is, do you miss Venezuela?
I do, but actually, the Venezuela that I knew is a country that no longer exists. So
Oh,
it's a
I know
country
that.
I cannot. Yeah, I can't go back there. Only in
Yeah.
my memories. So actually, the current Venezuela is a country that I didn't get to know. You
Mm.
know, and so yeah, I miss my I miss my childhood. I miss my family who's still living there. I miss the Caracas, the city that I grew up in. But unfortunately, it's not a city that I can come back to,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
know the
something
feeling.
that, yeah, it's a feeling of, on one hand, not having roots to go back to, but on the other hand, it also gives you the possibility to grow roots wherever you are.
Yeah.
So it's like hard things make you grow. So
Yeah. Yeah. I guess
yeah.
so. Yeah. Oh, we have somebody listening live. So, hi, Ladavia. Welcome and thank you for the blessings.
Welcome.
Chris, do you have any weird questions or do you want me to go?
I do
Because
have a
Chris is a
question. I
specialist
do
with
have
the
a question.
weirder questions.
Well, okay, so back to your childhood. I'm wondering, when you were a kid, did you fantasize about being, now I have a couple of choices, being a famous actor or singer or writer or athlete?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Yes, it's something, there's something funny because I was a very, very, very extremely shy child, extremely shy, but I had this love for stages, which is
oh,
quite a contradictory thing. But I used to love a microphone. I used to love a stage. And I remember having like this, whenever there was a school play, or some sort of I had to like speak up in front of people, this kind of things. I used to dread that on one hand, and on the other hand, I used to be really, really excited for it. So it was really, really funny. But yeah, I used to like love, like being in the school play, or
Okay.
there was like this. There, when I was in primary school, we used to have like a music festival every Christmas, and I used to love being in it, and and dancing and all things. Even though I had like
Singing
this,
or
yeah,
singing and
singing.
dancing? Oh,
Yeah, not as a soloist. I also had like this. It was weird because I had like this feeling that I was really, really bad at it, but I loved it all the same. So
fun.
yeah.
And now
Yeah,
you're doing
absolutely
this.
fun.
Yeah, yeah, and to this day, I absolutely love a stage. I love speaking in public. I love a microphone, and I used to do theater when I was studying at university. I was still really shy. I was a very, very shy student, but all the same, I just loved being on stage. So.
And kind of blossom in the limelight.
Yes, exactly, exactly. It was funny. It was like, yeah, very contradictory thing, but yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. I don't think I've heard you say that to anyone else, or in public.
I probably haven't actually. Yeah.
That's cool. And do you have did you have an idol, or people that you wanted to emulate in the show business area?
Oh, as a child, I was a huge, huge fan of Madonna. That was
Oh,
back in the
Well,
80s.
you might as well go
yeah.
big.
But of course, I love music, but it's not really my cup of tea. I mean, I love listening to music, but not doing music is not my jam. But yeah, I remember, I used to love like Madonna. Tried dancing like her, and all things. But as a child, I never thought, that I would be inspiring people,
Mhm.
on a microphone. That was something that was unheard of, so yeah, like my idols were, singers.
Did you grow up in a rural area or urban one?
No, in an urban area. It was in the capital, in Caracas. And actually Caracas is a very busy city. It's very, very
Mm.
busy. Very busy, very crowded, very stressful, very stressful place to live in. Yeah, but back in the day, there was no there were like no I had no references of people doing what I do now, actually,
Mm.
so yeah, I didn't have any references.
Didn't we all? But then life happens.
Exactly, and life evolves.
And to this day, you still live in an urban area, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I live in Madrid. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
um
Uh,
I live in
As we
the
were talking
outskirts.
earlier on with another one of our speakers who was really have had a rural upbringing, and she was talking about the difference
Oh yeah,
in her life,
sure.
again around things like I can't go back to that because this doesn't exist anymore.
Yes.
Kind of
Yeah,
this kind of rural upbringing
of course, of course.
up to a
Yeah.
certain extent
Yes.
it's really interesting
Yeah.
though
Yeah, that's a pity.
when you leave and then it ceases to exist, but in your memory. It's the only place where
Exactly,
it
exactly.
exists.
Yes, exactly. And it's something that it's
um,
it's it's difficult to describe. So yeah, sorry, Saya.
no, that's all right. The other thing that I wanted to ask you about is about languages. It so happens we are at
Hmm.
this minute speaking English, but I know that
Yeah.
obviously, being from Venezuela and living in Spain, your major everyday language should be Spanish. Do you speak
Yes.
other languages? Did you learn English very young? How does this, enter
Yeah.
into your area?
Yeah, sure. I don't speak any other languages, unfortunately, because I would love to. I learned English as a child. We spent a year in London when I was 10,
Oh,
11 years old, and it was an amazing experience. We went there because my dad was studying for a master's degree, and so we all went with him, the whole family, and I went to school there, and kids learn languages like in just a month or so. I was speaking like my
Yeah.
like my little friends, just the same. So it was a very um, it was a powerful experience because
Hmm.
I had like it was the first time that I mean we had traveled before for going on holidays and stuff, but it was the first time that I lived abroad, and getting to know a foreign culture, and learning a foreign language and meeting people at school. I had friends from all over the place, right? Because it was pretty. There were people from like everywhere, and it was amazing to have that experience, and that gave me like a love for other cultures, and meeting other people like with different roots, and it was like, so for me as a child it was brilliant. It was like a great
Yeah,
experience.
and I want to kind of compliment you on the skills, because it so happens that I know that you learn a lot of what you've learned around what you're doing
Hmm.
today from an English speaking
Yes,
person
exactly.
or from English speaking
Absolutely.
persons, which means that you have been able to harness a completely different language for your work,
Yes.
and then translate it into
Yes,
Spanish.
that's right.
And that is amazing, big
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
it's a
had
big thing.
to.
Big thing that you can. Sorry, go on. I
Sorry.
was cutting out anyway.
No, it's okay. I was just saying that I've had to like make up my own definitions, my own words for things, because since everything that I've learned professionally, almost everything was in English, right? So there are like no translations for some of the things that I teach, so I have to make my
Yeah,
own.
being a translator myself and
Cool.
speaking many languages, I want to
Mhm.
emphasize how much of this, what is translation,
Yeah.
because translation is not just taking something and, kind of copying it into another language.
Hmm.
You make it your own in a different language.
Yes, exactly.
You have to create the ideas all brand new, basically.
That's right.
And that is a work of love, and of skills. So yeah, I just wanted to congratulate you on
Thank
that
you.
one,
Yeah.
because there's not many people who were ready to do that or capable.
Mhm.
And I find this interesting that I know, because we're friends, that you are considering now also teaching in English, which means you will
That's
now
right.
go back to, and I'm getting ready to hear from you how much, in fact, you now have to adapt to the English, or how it's going to sound. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be another experience of growing,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
understanding of what you're doing, because every time you
Absolutely.
translate that thing, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm guessing it'll be actually easier, like not having to translate into
yeah, maybe
Spanish.
easier, but also richer for having
Sure.
gone through who you
Yeah.
are and the Spanish language and the Spanish culture, and the
That's right.
Venezuelan culture. So I'm pretty sure that you have added to your teaching, not parrots, right? None of us are, but
Mhm.
being from another culture, you are
Of course.
adding even more. So yeah, I think
Exactly.
it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking
um,
forward to it. Yeah. It's getting ready in the backstage.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Nice.
Um, Yeah, so we're 15 minutes on. So do you have a last question, Chris, or shall we?
Nope.
Okay.
was it.
I will have to ask a stupid questions because we need some of those. What is your favorite smell?
My favorite smell. That's an interesting one. I think my favorite smell is the smell of the sea. I just
Oh, I love that.
absolutely
Oh,
adore the sea. And living
yes.
in Madrid, I'm very, very far away from the sea. But when I grew up in Caracas, Caracas is like, a half hour away from the coast. So we used to go there on weekends. And I have like, the sea brings me back to my childhood. So for me, it's like, yeah, the smell of the sea breeze is like my favorite
I love
smell.
asking
Yes.
this question because every time somebody answers that, I get the smell.
Oh,
So
that's
yesterday it
brilliant.
was
Yeah.
the smell of coffee. Today is the smell of sea. I love it. Thank you very, very much for bringing
Yes.
that to us.
Thank you. Thank you for
Um,
asking.
and yeah, thank you very much for being with us. I hope that the listeners from today's little live, whether live or on the replay, will have started to be excited as much as we are to listen to your talk and to all the other speakers' talks. I hope that they will rush and get their ticket and come and listen to all of you.
Oh yeah.
Once again, I have to say, and I'm going to repeat that, like a parrot, that the talks this year, and you're on year 2, right? You're an alumna, so you were there last
Mhm.
year. But I have to say that this year, the depth, the authenticity, and the profoundness, as in the lessons that I've taken up from the talks, have been amazing. So thank you very, very much, you and all the other ones.
Thank you.
And I invite everyone to come and join
Yes.
us so that the library of women's stories grows and grows and grows, and we have more and more women's stories to refer to, and not only masculine stories of success.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for
Yes.
having us.
Thank you.
Chris, my dear, I will see you tomorrow for the. Oh, no, we have another one later on today. um,
Oh, yes.
yeah, we have 3 today because I missed one yesterday.
Brilliant.
So thank you very much.
Okay.
And see you soon,
Thank
all of
you.
you, whether on the live panels or everywhere.